Welcome back, fellow conspiracy theorists and cock jerkers. Yeah, you see the sunglasses. You know how when I make these videos, sometimes they go a little bit longer and it can really hurt your eyes staring at that screen for so long. So I decided to put on the goggles, despite the fact that it's 2:45 in the morning. This is Monday morning, and I believe my strike ends on Wednesday. So I'm actually recording this before you guys are going to see this, but I had to show you this. We're going to get to the Penguins' rigged Stanley Cup in 2017 and the death of Arnold Palmer. And a good way to introduce this video is to start out by taking care of one of the trolls. Now, this guy who goes by the name InfoMountain814 on Twitter, to give you some context here, this is my other Twitter account, PFN Luxy, which is what I write for PFN. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with that right now. I really don't think I want to. I think I'm going to continue spreading the truth and saying the hell with this account. Right now, I have it currently deactivated because I don't know if I'm going to reactivate it or not. But I accidentally sent this tweet out from this account instead of my face going being away. Instead of my 91 Luxy account. And as usual, I got about 4 unfollowers from this. And this clown goes on and takes a screenshot of it and tags us at PA Football News, which is the acronym for PFN. He goes in there and says, "Nice PA Football News." And then he goes, "Hey, PA Football News, just in case you missed this from PFN Luxy." And I said, the sport of faggots has returned. And what this is a picture of is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers players standing there doing their little faggot-ass dance like they're on goddamn Sesame Street before the scripted preseason game between the Bucs and whoever the hell they were playing. And doesn't that piss you off about the NFL? How they come out and they act like this is this big, tough gladiator sport, and yet everybody's dancing like they're a fucking faggot. You know, and yet people get offended by this word. And this dipshit takes a screenshot of that. And I since deleted this tweet before I deactivated my account because I was like, you know what? I don't even like talking with these fucking morons. You know what I mean? The people that are into the depopulation, the people that are into the agenda of turning men into women and women into men. Just what a joke. If you're offended because I said the word faggot, put a 12 gauge in your mouth and pull the trigger. But anyway, you know what? See, again, the irony of this is that I have access to this PFN account. So when this dipshit did this, I just went onto the PFN account and blocked his ass from this account, as well as my PFN account, as well as my 91 Luxy account. And this douchebag doesn't have one fucking follower. And I'm going to show you this at the end. So I went back and forth a little bit with this guy. I called him out for saying, yeah, you don't even follow us at PFN or follow me. So I'm wondering how he even got to this tweet. But he says, yeah, using a slur with a platform is going to get you called out. And he uses the emoji of a clown. And then I responded to him and I said, oh, yeah, what's your resume, motherfucker? I said, and this was from my 91 Luxy account, I said, your resume ain't jack shit. I said, you know what my resume is? I said, calling 4 straight Stanley Cup finals correct before the fucking season begins and helping people win tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is not an exaggeration because in 2018 when I said why the Vegas would be in the Stanley Cup as an expansion team, a dude literally from Utah put a couple $1,000 down on that and cashed out for over $250,000. And I was wrong this past year. Yeah, I admitted I was wrong and I showed why I was wrong. And I'm more than ready to start another streak, hopefully without an end this time. And we already got that up on the Patreon. As always, it's the link to sign up is the pinned comment in the comments section. But anyway, listen to what he says. This was what gave me the motivation to make this video. He says, oh, I forgot. You were that weirdo that thinks they're smart because you learned to do math when you turned 25. Man, you're a real triple threat. LMAO. Keep in mind, this is one of these sorry-ass motherfuckers that gets their joy out of cutting down and making fun of other people. Talk about a piece of shit. So then he goes, my resume is not being a crackpot. And then he goes, your question was, what's your resume? That's what I asked him. I said, what's your resume? I said, my resume is calling 4 straight Stanley Cup finals and a bunch of other things correct before they fucking happen. And then this guy goes, I answered your question. No, you fucking didn't. You didn't answer jack shit. You said your answer was that I'm a crackpot. What the fuck have you done with your life? I'd like to know. What's this guy done with his life? What's his bank account look like? You know, he goes, your reading skills aren't quite as good as your made up math ones. Oh, really? My made up math ones. Well, what this dipshit should do is go on my 91 Luxy account, click on my fucking profile, watch my goddamn videos where we expose the entire world of rigged sports. I got the video out on the Blues in 2019, the Lightning 2020 and 2021. This is the video on the Penguins in 2017, and we're going to get to the Capitals and Knights in 2018 somewhere down the road. This past week when I was on suspension gave me enough time to do this video. And the reason I deleted my tweets afterwards was because I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm talking to a fucking moron. Like, what the hell am I doing? And then I just went on and blocked this guy. I was like, you ain't even worth my time. And it's funny because this guy tried to embarrass me because look what he goes on to do. He goes on to go, another one by the esteemed PA football news reporter Shane Lux. Yeah, I am goddamn esteemed. Just ask all the people that I've helped buy new cars, pay off their mortgage, buy a new home. All the messages I get from husbands and wives. Thank you for helping us get out of debt. Thanks for the new car. Thanks for this and that. Yeah, it might have sucked this past year, but you know what? Hey, nobody's perfect. Nobody bats 1,000, and I'm ready to get right back on track this past year. So he uses reporter as if I'm not a reporter. I tell you this, how the fuck is calling practically every sports championship correctly before the season begins not as good a sports reporter as you can get? Other than Zachary Hubbard, name anybody else in the fucking world that has ever done that. Huh. And this guy tries to, and then he goes like this. He goes, keep in mind, when PA football news comes to your schools. And then he tweets all the individual districts, which we cover. And you know what's funny? Our owner of this website, he works for the fucking PIAA that controls every one of these districts. Man, oh man, oh man. You want to talk about goddamn irony. This motherfucker just got put in his place, and little does he know he got a YouTube. The person that he tried to call out has a great following on YouTube and a bright community on Patreon. I don't give one fuck about this guy. I like how he doesn't put his face on the screen. He doesn't say his real name. He's got to use an alias. That's all these fucking cowards and pussies. That's all they do. Every single one of them. So, now that we saw the moron try to slander me and make fun of me and tell me I have no reading or math skills, I'm going to show you what I did when I was 25 years old. Because when I was 25, that was the first year that I called the Stanley Cup final correct before the season began. And that was the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So without further ado, let's turn back the clock 5 years and get to what I was looking at, and we're going to put this sorry-ass motherfucker right in his place, just like we do with the rest of the trolls. So, the 2016-2017 Pittsburgh Penguins, when they won back-to-back Stanley Cups, that was all about the death of Arnold Palmer. And I'm going to show you exactly what happened. For those of you that don't know, Arnold Palmer was considered one of the greatest golfers ever. He's from Pittsburgh. He was born in Latrobe, which is where the Steelers have training camp, which is a suburb right outside of Pittsburgh. But anyway, let's get into to this video. So, Arnold Palmer, the king of golf, drops dead at age 87. And this happened right after the Pittsburgh Penguins won the Stanley Cup. Now, Notice Arnold Palmer from Pittsburgh drops dead at age 87. National Hockey League, in the most pure cipher of gematria, which you need to know to see through, to see how your sports are rigged, etc., etc. National Hockey League sums to 87. Think about the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby, he wears the number 87. He was born on 8/7 in the year 87, who has an $8.7 million annual salary with Pittsburgh. Now, the Penguins won the 2016 Stanley Cup 4-2 over the San Jose Sharks. That series concluded on June 12th, 2016. Now, Arnold Palmer dropped dead 105 days after the Penguins won that 2016 Stanley Cup 4-2. Notice Penguins in the two ciphers we started with, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. For all the haters out there, the alphabetic order is on the U.S. currency. And notice Penguins is 105 and 42. Palmer dead 105 days after the Penguins win the Cup 4-2. What a coincidence. San Jose Sharks also got the 42, and don't forget, Arnold Palmer dropped dead 15 days after his birthday. His birthday is September 10th. He was dead on the 25th, and that's 15 days later, and the Penguins scored 15 goals in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, this was one of the big things. This was one of the big things that I was looking at in terms of the 2017 Finals. That year was when they put the pussy grabber, Donald Trump, in office. And from Arnold Palmer's death to the date of the election that year, or should I say selection, was exactly 44 days. And Predators, in the most pure cipher, sums to 44. Using the two most simple ciphers, kill, cancer, chemo, military, trooper, officer, infantry, they're all 44 as well. Now, Donald Trump became the president on November 8th, right? I want you to keep that date in mind, 11/8. So, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators played twice during the regular season. And I had a feeling they would split those games, which they did do. Nashville won the first one 5-1. Pittsburgh won the second one on January 31st, 4-2. Veterans here will immediately see where I'm going with this. But the thing is, the Penguins, if they won the Stanley Cup, they won the Stanley Cup 4-2, meaning they became 5-3 versus the Predators that season, including the two regular season games. Now, I know what a lot of veterans are going to say. They're going to sit there and say, Shane, Stanley Cup sums to 53. Yes, it does. But you have to remember, this was the summer of 2016. At this time, we did not know gematria or reverse gematria yet. We did not know how that was the other half of the code. That's why with this decode, I could show you a lot more and go into a lot more detail, but I'm only showing you what I looked at to call the Stanley Cup correctly in 2017. And back then, we only knew those ciphers. We only knew the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Yes, I know Nashville winning the first game October 22nd, 5-1. Nashville's 51. Stanley Cup is 53. But Arnold Palmer's full name, by the way, is also 105. But I couldn't see that because that's in the reverse ciphers. But again, it just shows you further what a perfect script it was. But anyway, look at this. On the date written 1/3/1, January 31st, championship sums to 131. Penguins sums to 42. They had just won the Stanley Cup the prior year 4-2 over the San Jose Sharks. And keep in mind, when this game on January 31st ended with Pittsburgh winning 4-2, I said, Jesus Christ, there's your 100% conviction right there. No doubt about it whatsoever that the Penguins are winning the Stanley Cup again this year, and they're going to win 4-2, like how this game on the 31st ended 4-2. And notice how the Penguins got their 31st win of the season, like how when they won Game 6 to clinch the Stanley Cup for San Jose 4-2, they won that game 3-1, right? And think about it. They won 4-2 over San Jose. I said, look at this. Now they're going to win 4-2 over Nashville, and they're going to be 8-4 in the last two Stanley Cup finals that were perfectly synced up with the death of Arnold Palmer. They'd be 8-4 and Arnold Palmer was dead at age 84. I was like, you talk about the perfect script, right? So when this happened, I was 100% convinced, because from the date of the selection, November 8th to January 31st was also 84 days, just like how Arnold Palmer, again, dead at age 84. Penguins 8-4 in their last 2 Stanley Cup finals. So look at this. Now, here's what I had thought. Now, anybody can go back and do the math if you don't want to take my word for it. This is updated through the 2020-2021 season. But at the time, Nashville entered the 2016-2017 NHL season with 30 playoff wins and 42 losses. And I said, look at this. If the Predators make the Stanley Cup versus the Penguins, they're going to get their 42nd all-time playoff win, right? I said, how perfect is this? And I said, okay, the last Monday in May is Memorial Day. That's usually around the time the Stanley Cup finals start. And I said, it's certainly, the NHL never releases that information if you're new here. But I said, look at this. Memorial Day sums to 116 and 53, right? And I said, that's got to be the start date. It's got to be May 29th, Memorial Day, because Predators also has the 116. Now look at this. The Penguins, they went on to finish 5-3 against Nashville, and I knew when the Stanley Cup final started May 29th, I knew it would end in Game 6. I said it's definitely starting May 29th, because if it does, Game 6 is going to be on June 11th. June 11th is the date written 11/6. Memorial Day is 116. Predators is 116. And Memorial Day is also 53. The Penguins can finish the season 5-3 versus Nashville. That's exactly what happened. Now, look at this. From January 31st to June 11th is exactly 131 days, right? Championship number 131, again and again and again. And in light of the number 44 we talked about, keep in mind the Predators won 2 games in the finals, bringing their total to 44 playoff wins all time after the 2017 Stanley Cup. So, notice the 18 weeks and 5 days as well. Donald John Trump is also 185. But here was the clincher. Here was why I knew I was right about May 29th being the start date. Because I said, look at this. Look at how perfect this is. Arnold Palmer, dead, September 25th. The date written 25/9, like 259. He was dead 259 days before the Penguins won the Stanley Cup June 6th. And it's also 37 weeks. Stanley Cup in the most pure cipher, 37. That's why I was wrong this year. Lightning made the Stanley Cup for the 3rd time in 7 years, keeping the Islanders on 37 all-time playoff series wins in the semifinals when number 37 scored the only goal of Game 7. Now, from January 31st to May 29th is exactly 118 days, and that should remind you of the 2016 rig selection on November 8th, the date written 11/8. Again, perfect script. Just like they have set up this year for 2022, got a few videos about it on Patreon. So, keep in mind this. Sidney Crosby, he was born on the 219th day of the year, the day leaving 146 days left in the year. Remember, Donald Trump has the 14/6 birthday. That's the same birthday. He has the same birthday as the flag. Now, this is why I said before the season began, why Sidney Crosby would be the MVP. Sidney Crosby, again, he's got the 8/7 birthday, National Hockey League 87. Wears the number 87, born on 8/7 in the year 87 with an $8.7 million annual salary. Now, from June 11th, 2017 to his birthday, August 7th, 2017, is exactly 57 days, or a total span of 58. Championship and Pittsburgh are both 58. And notice this right here. Again, if you're new here, 57, the championship number. Stanley Cup, Championship 131. When you write out 57, it's 131. Super Bowl's 131. World Series, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, FIFA World Cup, they're all 57. Again, Conn Smythe Trophy is the trophy you win for being playoffs MVP during the championship. So, just to show you how scripted the world of sports are, I don't even give a shit if Google gives me a strike for this. But we're going to watch this anyway. We're going to watch both of these clips, and then I'm going to show you how rigged this shit is. So, hopefully we can get these to play. Hang on a second. Is that really not going to play? You know what? We'll just do it in real time. We will just do it in real time. Fuck it. The guy who scored the winning goal for the Penguins, too, in Game 6 of the 2017 Stanley Cup Finals, his name was Patrick Hornqvist. I'm going to look that up. Where's his how do you spell his name? Hang on a second. Patrick Hornqvist, goal Game 6. I want you guys to see this. Everybody needs to see just further prove how the entire world of sports is scripted.
Switch today at your local store and get 25% off for life.
Watch the clock when this goal is scored.
Driving first is Kunitz. Kunitz to the outside, got it back to Schultz, and a shot went wide. Rebound off the boards. They score!
See when the puck is in? 1:36 to play. They're going to let it tick down to 1:35, but the puck clearly in. They clearly score with 1:36 left. Now I'm going to show you the empty net goal that the Penguins scored as well in that same game to win 2-0. That was by, again, Carl, what am I doing here? Carl Hagelin, empty net goal. I can never remember how to spell these players' names correctly, but that's not relevant. Let's watch this.
Arvidsson trying to play it to the front. Dumoulin got there. Forced back off the boards, and Subban can't catch up to it. Along comes Hagelin, moving on, and he scores! Hagelin with 13.6 to go.
13.6 seconds to go. Again, do you see just how scripted the world of sports is? Stanley Cup, when you run the alphabetic order, 136. And who was the guy that clinched the Stanley Cup Finals for the Penguins that year? Carl Hagelin, right? Number 62. How perfect. So, again, I guess this is all a coincidence. I guess it's all conspiracy theory. I guess it's all made up. I guess I didn't do any of this, you know. Guess that guy in Utah never got his $250,000. Plus many other people, you know. Guess it's just all conspiracy theory, right? Guess I just made up all these numbers. Guess I have no math skills, have no reading skills. That guy's definitely right on Twitter, man. I hate to break it to you guys, but you're following a conspiracy theorist. What can I say? Oh, man. I got to learn to quit dealing with the trolls, man. But everybody have a good rest of your day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag this video for hate speech or medical misinformation. All right, guys, till next time.